Two shores waking to the same sunrise, different streets but the same first breath. Old stone halls, new ideas carried lightly but spoken with depth.
Different tongues, but we know the rhythm of learning past from hand to hand. Maps may draw the lines between us, but footsteps blur what borders plan.
We arrive with questions, not answers,
with open hands, not closed belief.
Every culture holds a mirror showing who we are and who we could be. We're building bridges, not just roads, between what's taught and what is known. Two countries, two colleges, many voices, one direction.
Well, good morning.
You're very welcome. Good to see you.
Yes, nice to meet
Welcome.
you.
Education and training are organic. They have to, or they should, reflect the community in which the colleges, the facilities are.
Our eTwinning job shadowing project between Ireland's OFI Institute of Further Education in Dundalk and Spain's CIFP Santa Catalina in Aranda de Duero shows how Ireland and Spain share many of the same strengths, how our education is both rooted in local industry and how our business is shaped by tradition. Our cultures thrive through cooperation. It's a true expression of EU values in action.
In reality, I'm amazed at the similarities, and it's very reassuring how similar our situations are.
Hi, so my name is Jennifer, part of the teacher shadowing team that went over to Aranda de Duero with Marcus and Rosemary and met some wonderful business teachers over there in Santa Catalina.
And we both are obviously involved in the Erasmus Plus programme, and we both focus on our students and their progression. We're very student-centred.
I'm Conor Rafferty, Deputy Principal in OFI Institute of Further Education, and recently we were delighted to welcome our Erasmus visitors from Spain, Santa Catalina, to OFI Institute.
We had a great time with them over here. We showed them all of the education facilities we have here in LMEGB, various schools.
Hello and welcome to Aranda de Duero. I'm Antonio Linaje, the mayor of the town, and I really appreciate your invitation to take place in this interview within the framework of the partnership with the Santa Catalina School Center. Aranda de Duero is special because it brings together history, heritage, and a welcoming spirit. Founded in the 9th century, the town has treasures as Santa Maria Church and the underground wine cellar that reflects its history.
So we've been over in Aranda, we've visited their Isabel and Maria's school, and it is very similar. It's kind of nearly a mixture of our FET, the business end of it, and the I suppose the AMCTE, because they do from what our level 3 is up to level 6 and prepare them for university then, and they have a mixture of young 15, 16-year-olds right up to mature students.
This further education college really grew out of a sense of need. As far as our college here is concerned, the college would have started as a post-primary vocational school back in 1906 actually, but Our FET college grew from, and we would have been one of the first colleges in the country to develop it. We provide post-primary and we provide what we call FET, further education and training. So we go up to level 6 on the scale of qualifications.
So they visited accounting and economics. They also visited the health and nutrition and science classes, and some childcare. We do some different courses here, so it was nice for them to see, you know, some of the stuff that they maybe don't do in Santa Catalina.
So the teachers met with the students, they're in class. The course coordinators did kind of an introduction to what content is covered as part of our courses. And the students and the Spanish teachers got to have a bit of a Q&A session as well to talk about the differences and similarities between the two.
Okay. We offer in the fields of the IT, electricity and electronics, sports, business and logistics. We try to train people for the real work, and we cater for the needs that the business have, and we achieve this through academic and also training at work, and also we can offer them the last technologies because we both have a lot of computers. The teachers are updated what is going on in the world.
They got progressive methods and payroll.
And manual and computerized, so you both do accountancy manually and then you learn it on the computer. And we also have business administration skills that we would do. Also what we've done is we put in your favourite teacher, Santa Catalina. We took a selfie picture of you guys and me to show that we have something in common, and this is a picture from all the UFI students on Erasmus. Okay, so you have that at UFI.
We went to the business departments in Santa Catalina with Maria Jesus and Isabel.
Hello, I'm Santi and this is my class. I work in a business department and I teach these students, among others, how to work in business documents as invoices, payroll checks, and so on.
We are currently studying a multi-platform developing, which includes programming, databases, and web develop. And the place we are studying is really good. We have really good equipment, and the teachers are also really helpful. They are always there when we need help with something to solve our issues.
And the most thing that I like for this course is that maybe in the future, in 6 months, we will go to study abroad. We can do Erasmus.
Our project was an Erasmus Plus short-term mobility for learners, which gave us the opportunity to take 30 learners to a city, Malaga in Spain in our case, to work and live for a period of 2 weeks.
Going to Malaga on Erasmus was probably one of the best experiences I've had so far. Do you know what? There's a whole world out there, and being able to experience it and knowing that there's all this going on for your personal growth, your social growth, your cultural growth, it's really something that I'm so proud I've partaken in.
Winning this award means so much to us as a college. It means so much to me personally as the coordinator, and it means so much to the teachers who work so hard on it. It also means so much to the students who don't know about it yet, but will. And it will be there for future students to see and try to aspire to as we move forward with our Erasmus experience.
Also, we were awarded an Erasmus National Quality Label for eTwinning, which reflects just how successful and impactful the programme has been, not only for our learners, but also our staff. We feel that it opens the learners' minds, it builds their confidence, and gives students a real sense of being part of a wider European educational community.
Yeah. So they have like a part of lessons in class, and then at the end to go into companies to have the work experience.
I study management assistant, and I like because I like the organization, the customer assistance, and the marketing.
area.
There's a greater demand for higher education, for degree courses, so for level 7, level 8, level 9. And we have established pathways, and we continue to do so, and they are working very well.
On Thursday we also brought the teachers to DKIT, where they learnt about the 2+2 pathway. They were introduced to some of our former students who are currently graduating in year 3. So basically the 2+2, as you can see from this poster, students would do 2 years in marketing in OFI, which would lead on to 2 years in DKIT college. So that is an interesting pathway where they would basically go from level 5, level 6, jumping into year 3 in 3rd level, and students found this to be particularly beneficial.
Yeah, so I finished my Leaving Cert and I was unsure what to do, so I came into the level 5 social media management course in OFI, and then I went into the level 6 advanced business and marketing course.
Sure.
And then straight into DKIT in the 3rd year.
Okay, what do you think about 2+2?
I think it's a great opportunity because from what you learnt in OFI, I felt that we'd be at a disadvantage when we went into DKT, but I almost feel like we're at kind of an advantage because you learn more in depth in OFI because you have that personal connection with your teacher in the course.
Sure.
So I was in OFI for 2 years. I did the level 5 in social media management and marketing, and then I did the level 6 in advanced business and marketing. Then through that, then you can progress into a higher level degree, a level 8 bachelor's in digital marketing and strategic communications in DKT. So we did that last year, which was our 3rd year, and now we're going into our 4th year. And it's just like a really great opportunity to avoid kind of the early 2-year fees, to get like a good understanding of the course from OFI, like in a smaller classroom setting before jumping into like a university level.
Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, and Saoirse, could you tell me a little bit about the 2+2, please?
Yeah, so like Connor said, I feel like it's just an easier way to get into college. You know, all you need to get in OFI is 4 distinctions. So 4 distinctions in level 5, 4 distinctions in level 6. I think it's a great opportunity. It's less stressful on parents, and the degree is an amazing degree. You can go so far with it, get so many job opportunities, and yeah, I think it's great.
So that is an interesting pathway where they would basically go from level 5, level 6, jumping into year 3 in 3rd level. And it was great to actually listen to students' points of view of it rather than only teachers' points of view.
You are on one campus here, but our FET is divided on it's delivered on 4 areas in the town.
We brought them to VTOS as well, so they could learn about the different education pathways that we have.
Yeah, so I'm Gareth Savage. I'm the VTOS Dundalk coordinator. LMATB has 3 VTOS centres, one in Dundalk, Drogheda and Navan. VTOS is a full-time education programme. It's a return to learning programme for adults who are over 21. We offer full-time courses at level 3, 4 and 5, and these are QQI courses.
Both of the schools have good students that good behavior and good participation.
We show them briefly about Moodle. We use online virtual learning platform called Moodle.
The teachers are updated what is going on in the world. Both of them use softwares that improve the skills for the students for job.
There's a drive now back towards apprenticeships, towards trades.
We brought the Spanish to the RSTCE for apprenticeship electrics and mechanical courses that they could see. The teachers were very impressed with the different levels that we could have in terms of education and how all these different buildings are actually a feeder through to different careers and different pathways in education.
Copper, steel, what is funny is it is the same story where we live. And where we live is we have this school here, this school here, this school here. Both schools are, their objective is prepare to the schools for two job.
International collaboration like this not only strengthens educational links, but it also goes beyond the classroom. There's a very strong connection between our regions, both with proud heritage industries. In Aranda, wine is central to the local economy, where here in Louth in the Boyne Valley region, whisky has a rich tradition.
We also to visit 2 different wineries. We had a tour of those to see how the wine is harvested and produced.
Machine, everything is with the hand, don't use the machine. Okay.
And how it's distributed locally and internationally. And that was amazing learning experience as well.
The wine industry is really important for Aranda de Duero, but in a very particular way. It's not a single economic driver, this plays a crucial role in other dimensions. For example, in 2024, the Ribera del Duero Wine Tourism Way was the most visited all around Spain.
We have wines, you have whiskey, and also just keep ahead, but also don't forget where you come from.
Yes, and I suppose really it's all about marketing.
When we had our Spanish guests over here, we took them to a local winery here, one in Dunleer. We were all very surprised. We actually produce wine in Dunleer. It's called the Fairy Tree Winery, and we had a lovely tour around that, which our guests particularly enjoyed because they were fascinated by how we could produce wine in a country like Ireland with so much rain.
Again, through the Louth Tourist Office, they put us in contact with Bertrand, who runs the winery in Drumcar, so just outside of Dundalk.
We thought this was very interesting because when we were in Spain, they brought us to some wineries and we learned about the vineyards that they had there.
We are a small family winery with 20 acres of vineyard here in Louth, in County Louth in Ireland. And we make some still wine, red, white and rosé, and some sparkling, brut and rosé. That's the sparkling brut. Yeah.
And you've been on the go for...
We started in 2020. So okay. The vine is still very young.
Yeah.
But the yield is increasing every year and should reach the full production in 3 years' time.
Basically, great example of an entrepreneur finding his own way in terms of carving his own niche in terms of Irish wine, and how he's looking to export into different markets such as Europe and into America, but also how important marketing is in terms of the marketing of alcoholic beverages.
We thought it was very special, obviously the connection between, vineyards in Spain and vineyards in Ireland. You wouldn't think that you'd come across a vineyard in Ireland, especially so close to Dundalk.
As a result of tariffs, an awful lot of these businesses are exporting into Europe.
Ireland in its own way contributed very, very significantly in the past to the consumption of wine, and I still believe that there is a massive market there, a big market. Whiskey here is concerned, we were always very good at making whiskey.
We learned about the winemaking in Aranda, so we thought we'd bring them to some of the whiskey making facilities, and one of those was Slane Distillery. And as you know, Slane is very, very famous for its very, very big music concerts.
Yeah, so we're here at Slane Distillery. We're the home of Slane Irish Whiskey, and we're located on the Slane Castle Estate, which of course is home to iconic music venues over the past 40 years. The distillery itself, it's built into these wonderful 254-year-old restored buildings. We've been here since August 2017, and currently today we're producing malt whiskey, grain whiskey and pot still whiskey as well. That sweetness on the nose. Now, Oloroso sherry is a style of sherry. There's probably 8 to 10 different styles out there.
So it was good to have the Spanish teachers to see how we do our whiskey here after us seeing how they do their wine.
What you're looking for here is the contrasting flavours between the coldness of the cream. We're going to put a bit of chocolate on this now as well.
We also took them out on a traditional night in a local bar here for some traditional music, which they really enjoyed and really got into the festival.
Where they sampled some Irish culture, engaged in dance and some music.
So on the Wednesday then we organised a tour to Newgrange with some of our own marketing students.
And the reason that we did that was so they could sample some of the Irish culture, and this is Irish culture at its oldest, maybe, and its most historic in one of the most famous areas in all of Ireland. It's older than the pyramids.
We also had to look to our roots, to our essence, what makes us different.
The Spanish brought us to some places in Aranda where we learned about different cultures and different histories of the area as well. So we thought this was like an interesting mutual twinning of our areas in terms of our cultures.
We went on a hike with them for a 2-hour hike. It was 15 kilometres. So they are learning how to be tourist guides in their own area. We got taken up the mountain beside Santa Catalina on a bus with the students. It's great to get to know them. They speak great English. We got to experience, what the students were actually learning.
On Friday evening, we went out to Dundalk Stadium. Dundalk Stadium kindly reached out when they heard that we were running this project.
something completely new for them, and they really got into it and enjoyed winning €50. I think one of them won €50 and we're really excited.
Wine has been always the main business here in Aranda.
This is my brother, Luis, and he's with his group of friends that are celebrating the harvest. Can you tell me about the wine cellars?
The wine cellars has been here in Aranda always.
The tradition of winemaking procedure goes back centuries.
In 15th century, the cellars were under the town.
The 7 kilometres of underground cellars underneath the town of Aranda. You know, we ate down there, we drank some wine, and the staff of Santa Catalina joined us and were very welcoming and brought some food and celebration.
Culturally, wine is at the heart of our identity.
We got a great sense of their culture.
Also, they are very, like us, they love their festivals. We just had our Frostival Festival here.
The Frostival Festival in Dundalk is an annual community Christmas season festival. A particular highlight of the Frostival is the Carnival of Light Parade.
Borsibilas like culture, Irelands as a Spanish, I think, are kind people and extrovert people.
The Spanish teachers were also brought for a walking tour of the murals, because murals are very, very important in Spain as well, but we also find it's a very, very interesting way of marketing our town, our culture, our heroes from the area, and we find that to be very beneficial.
Liam Gaines is my name, and I've been working with Martin Gallagher and the EPSO project for the last 6 years. We have 26 murals in Dundalk, and the whole point of the murals is to brighten up the town. Murals have made tourism here. They've actually made tourism. So the history of Dundalk, as we're walking around from one mural to another, we connect in the history of the town in between the different murals. So it's a huge, huge part of the project, and it's been a tremendous success. And we hopefully continue on in the next few years to increase the numbers of murals. And it's all to do with the Dundalk history. Totally to do with Dundalk history. That's the whole point of the exercise.
There are murals in Aranda, and we were able to compare between the two in that sense.
history, medieval history. They took us to castles as well.
When we were in Spain, we were brought to the castle of Aranda de Duero, and we learnt a lot about Spanish culture and their history.
We went on a bus to Carlingford. We did a walking tour around Carlingford. We stopped actually at Fitzpatrick's pub on the way. Fitzpatrick's is known for being really one of the oldest Irish traditional pubs, and we had lunch there. In Carlingford we did a walking tour. It was great. It's a small medieval village that hasn't really changed much the last 100 years. So it was great for the Spanish teachers to see that. As we had visited a castle near Aranda, they visited St John's Castle here in Carlingford.
We met with Sheila from Carlingford Heritage Centre, and we did a tour of the kind of the town, the loch, and King John's Castle.
We are Carlingford Adventure Centre, Ireland's #1 outdoor activity centre.
And one of the things that was interesting was where they would learn about how some of the Spanish students would be able to stay in Carlingford Adventure Centre, as well as exploring some of the facilities.
We offer over 30 activities split across our areas land, sea and sky.
This is particularly exciting for the teachers from Aranda because they have a cohort of students who are studying to become kind of adventure sports facilitators, and their students require work experience. They have a lot of Spanish students who come and use their facilities, so they have actually now, from that connection, have built a relationship where they're going to work together, and the students from Aranda will work and do their placements in Carlingford Adventure Centre. So it was a great success.
Business are similar, like Aranda have many wineries.
Yeah.
It's an important industry of the wine in Spain.
Yeah.
And I think in Dundalk is the same, but with whiskey. We are lucky for visiting some distilleries.
Sure.
And I think both of them, the winery in Aranda and the distillery in Dundalk, have an important international trade in different countries.
On Friday, we took the Spanish to Bowen Distillery, which is, in my opinion, one of the best Irish whiskey companies in Ireland, and they were able to visit all the different barrels, and they were able to visit and see how the different production levels happen, but also how important marketing is and how important this alcohol is often ethically sourced.
Sure. I'm Sally Ann Cooney, co-founder of Bowen Distillery. We're a family-owned distillery located right in the heart of the Boyne Valley and specialising in distilling single pot still Irish whiskey.
But that the international marketing of it is incredible in terms of them finding a niche in their market. They're actually quite similar, even though it's a different alcohol, to a lager, who are the winery in Spain.
This is our core range, our Bowen single pot still whiskies, distilled grain to glass here at the distillery. And we also have our Whistler range of Irish whiskey as well, and our gin range and apple brandy.
It was thoroughly recommended. It was one of the highlights of the week.
Visiting businesses, local family businesses, we realized that we are doing the same way. We just market them because they are unique
Sure.
And they are linked to our roots, to our land, and to what we love.
So therefore, we need, as in Ireland, in the whiskey industry, we need to look in a different direction. And that market is out there. There's no doubt about it. And the product is very good. We make whiskey well, yes.
We went to a traditional Irish pub called Mocara, which is the Irish for my friends.
Because we wanted to show them how a successful local business uses its own marketing to develop its own brand.
We organised for lunch. We thought Mocara was a good business to reach out to bring our guests to, because it's run by 3 young, very innovative people who go above and beyond just having the pub and having the cafe. They have reached out into other areas and branched out into other areas of creating merchandise, creating their own beer. They do a lot of work for the town and work for the community as well, so they really kind of live and breathe what's going on for young people in Dundalk.
The close there looks good. The only thing is we'll lock all the customers in. We're at Mocara, obviously the centre of town here, and I suppose we started 4 years ago, myself and 2 best mates, Paul and Vino. And we always had a dream to basically start a brewery. We'd come out with our own beer. So we launched this like 2 years ago. And at the minute we're working on drafts, so we'll be coming out in pints as well. But at the minute it's just bottles. And then after working in a brewery, we realised we had no money and we didn't really know how to brew beer. So we said, you know what, we're going to start a pub instead. Okay. But we always had that dream of running it, more like a brewery or like a brand almost. And we sort of seen that even ourselves and our own group of friends, they wanted to go to things and events, and so we had this sort of idea to run Mocara as something that was a place for the community where things were always happening. So we said like the bottle is short, fat, stubby, small neck, just like your dad. And that it's not just coming in, sitting at a bar and drinking 8 pints, because I think that's probably fallen away, unfortunately. So you have to always have something on, something happening, and that was the sort of idea behind Mocara. Sure. And then so marketing, the 3 of us done marketing actually in college and in NUIG over there, and I suppose probably just came naturally that was the thing that we kind of focused on. I think that was the focus, because that was the kind of background that we came from. Instead of focusing on all the important things like numbers and finances, we were just like, right, let's get more and more people in, let's get busier and busier, and eventually we can come around to the sort of professionalisation of the business. So
how important was social media to remarket here?
Yeah, it was massive. It was everything basically to us. So our first expense basically was we took in a good friend of ours as like on a retainer, as a partnership, as a photographer, videographer, and he shot everything that we done, everything from just painting, doing up the place, decorating the place, so when we opened, and it was almost like a documentary style social media, where we just, instead of like trying to sell people something, we were just always documenting the story, and that was the kind of idea, that of like an authentic kind of social media.
The way that education is done in both ways, building bridges in their abilities, and also the education opportunities that they can have in the future.
We went to visit the electronics and maintenance class. So and they do robotics and electronics. They 3D printers. They showed some of the demonstrations that they built.
Like indicator.
Yeah,
very good. This is, I think, the indicators. Really.
We learn the basic components of everything. So, for example, the driver of the car that allows the transform the signal.
And they, then they do other project work with other teachers based on the same electronics project that they're working on in that class. So that was a new approach that we wouldn't use over here. Methodology which we were really interested in was the CIFP simulator, software system that they use. So Maria Jesus explained that it was a business simulator of a company that fed into different subjects, so office administration, accountancy, sales, marketing, sending invoices and all of that. We got to sit with the students and use cards also to, learn business terminology. And it was very interactive and very interesting.
I think that both of us, we try to train people for the real work, and we cater for the needs that the business have.
We brought the Spanish teachers to the AMTCE building, which is our state-of-the-art facility, which we share with a number of other businesses that were showing the latest in terms of engineering, robotics, the future of technology.
And I suppose the focus of the visit and this documentary is really about recognising how similar our colleges, cultures and local economies are, despite being in different parts of Europe.
So it was interesting from that respect to see the differences and the similarities between our two colleges.
Actually, they're not in robotics, but they need to get into robotics. So we'll do the fundamentals of robotics. So let's just basic stuff. What is a robot? How health and safety employs the robotics.
A robotic dog that we have, Spot. They were very impressed with it, as everybody is that goes into the AMTCE building.
Spanish teachers had an AI workshop with Marcus, and they're very interested. There was something that they're very interested in, they asked for.
I gave an AI and marketing lecture to the Spanish where they learned about the latest in terms of artificial intelligence and how it's used in business and how it's changing students' careers and pathways, because whether we like it or not, artificial intelligence is here to stay, and it's just a case of providing students with the best and most up-to-date frameworks and pathways for them to excel in education in the future.
When we are with Marcus, we realize that the IA is important nowadays, so that means that we are not just thinking in the old times, but what is up now.
And ultimately, partnerships like this show how colleges working together internationally can create real opportunities for learners, staff and our local communities.
We have a lot in common. We're still learning about the differences between the cultures, and it's just nice to have to see the comparison, to experience their culture, for them to have a chance to experience ours.
Boosted our confidence as teachers, because now I think that we feel that we are doing fine. We are giving an opportunity to some people that wants to start a professional career, because this is something that the BET studies have. They give the opportunities of different people, different ages, different backgrounds to get a position in the professional world. And it was such a good experience. And we are hoping that this is the beginning of the long cooperation among our schools.
It helps us build upon our relationship then for the future in terms of merging our business, merging our education, and we'll see where it takes us from there.
We're building bridges, not just roads, between what's taught and what is known. 2 countries, 2 colleges, many voices, one direction. From workshop